Hey everyone, DarkDragoon here with episode 10 of my Feed the Beast Modpack Let's Play. You can see today we're sort of looking up and we are looking through a hole in our floor. And you can probably maybe figure out why there's a hole in the floor, but mostly it had to do with moving around this cabling so that it's a little more discreet. Um, Mostly because we're moving towards trying to do some more stuff with our buildcraft power, and I really want to use these energy conduits because they're really cool. Instead of just snaking these golden conductive pipes around, we can just use these cables. And we're going to use these cables for something else. Something down here, which I have obviously marked out as I'm getting ready to build with this cobblestone. But you can see I've got some cabling running down and it's split up here. Like I said at the end of last episode, we are definitely going to do some more stuff with this buildcraft power because we have quite a bit of it. I've got some of those machines running, and they're really not using much power from our energy storage. So the nice thing about our steam boiler is it's off at the moment. You can see the boiler is on, but the engines are not running. Basically, it's producing a ton of energy for us, and so we can use that energy to do a lot of different things, which is going to be really cool. Part of that, though, is that I want to be able to automate the turning on and off of those engines so that it's only going to be producing stuff when we need it. So yeah, that's going to take some work, and to do that we're going to have to set up some other things. So why don't I be back once I have all the stuff I need to get started, and we'll get this thing going. Alright, I'm back, and I've got myself quite a bit of resources, and you can see I'm planning on making an assembly table. So yeah, why don't we get started? It's going to take a lot of diamonds to get this thing going, but yeah, as you can see, we have a lot of diamonds, so I think we're going to be okay. So first things first, we're going to need a gear, wooden gear, which we'll have to upgrade to a stone gear, which we'll have to upgrade to an iron gear, which we'll have to upgrade to a golden gear, and finally a diamond gear. So not cheap by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, so we got that. We also got us a bunch of obsidian because this calls for a decent amount of it. So it should be something like this. Diamond in the middle, redstone on top. Cool. Assembly table. Now, to go with the assembly table, we're going to need a couple lasers. I usually like to go with 3 of them. You can see the recipe there. Not too bad. Should be something like this. 3, and then there we go. Lasers. Cool. So, as you can see, I've got some things set up here. We're going to put, I'm thinking just the table on the ground there. We might shift this up a block if we, yeah, let me shift this up a block and then I'll be back. Alright, we're back. You can see I pretty much just shifted everything up a block, mostly because I wanted to have this not be necessarily directly right on the floor, but we're definitely set up. We can get ourselves a chest over here probably. Yeah, we might as well go ahead and do that now. Just takes a little bit of wood. We don't need a huge chest for this thing. Basically, if you're not familiar with the assembly table, it's a buildcraft machine, but it'll basically let us make quite a few things using the lasers here. The whole point of it is kind of to make, ultimately is to basically make logic gates, which will let us do a lot of cool automation with redstone signals and that sort of thing. And I think that's how we're going to very easily be able to set up an auto shut-off system for our steam engines so that we're not just wasting all our steam. But the main trick to putting a chest right next to it is as it creates things, it will spit them out into the chest if it's adjacent to it, so it should work. So I'm not planning on this being cobblestone for good, but I'll go ahead and just cover it up a little bit for now. So basically, as it is set up right now, it's completely good to go. We should be able to put some redstone in here, and you'll see, okay, we can now make redstone chipsets. So we'll go ahead and make one. This is automatically turned on. You can see the laser turn to blue, and that's how we know it's at max power. and it's pulling power right from our energy storage device up there. If we were to go up there, you would see it draining. We'll go ahead and look up there now. Why not? Let's see here. This hole in the floor will definitely be repaired, but right now it's not much we can do about it. So yeah, you can see the energy is draining. I flipped the switch on this manually, so I'll show you. There we go. We got steam going again, and steam is pumping. So, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys very briefly sort of how once some of these little redstone chipsets and things are ready, I'm going to show you some of the things that you can make in the assembler. So why don't I clip the video and I'll be back as soon as I've got some stuff to show you. Alright, I'm back. I just wanted to show you that my little redstone chipset thing finished. And you can see at the moment, just with a redstone chipset, we can make something called a gate. Well, why don't I go ahead and make one? I don't plan on actually using just plain gates, but might as well go ahead and show you guys. You can also see as you put other things, other materials into your assembly table, more possible creations will appear here on the right, and you basically select what you want the table to build by just clicking on it. And you can set up basically multiple different things, so it'll switch back and forth, but right now we're just going to try to make a gate. You can also see a couple other things. Let's see, we got blue pipe wire, which I believe is, I want to say it's a lapis, an iron, and a redstone. That sounds right. It would give us blue pipe wire. I don't believe we have the stuff for red pipe wire. Let's take a look here. Yeah, we would need rose red, which we might actually have the flowers for that, so we'll go up there and take a look. I know we've got a good amount of plant material just from quite a while ago. Yeah, we also got some yellow flowers. Go ahead and take those and convert those into dye, which you can see very easily. We should be able to make the yellow pipe wire the same way that we're doing blue pipe wire and red pipe wire. So yeah, so basically as you just throw these things in here, you can see more and more potential options appear. We just finished our just gate. While that's going, I'm going to get one of these iron chipsets going. It's pretty much just, if I'm not mistaken, yep, iron in a redstone. I'm going to keep the stuff in here because I definitely want to make some of these other things, but first I sort of just want to demonstrate what the gate does. So basically what the gate does is it can go on any sort of buildcraft pipes, including these, liquid pipes, the conductive pipes, the transport pipes, and even the what are they called? Let's see. The structure pipes, which is actually what's going to be very useful in helping us sort of automate some of this stuff, because we're not going to necessarily, because we're using the, as you can see, we're using the energy conduits. We can't really put the gates on those, unfortunately, but so yeah, so the structure pipes will actually help us out quite a bit. So basically what it does is you slap it on a pipe, and then you can open it up, and it shows you basically this little interface here, where it sets up basically a basic if-then statement. So let's say, okay, so let's say you can see there's quite a few of these different statements. So let's see, let's say, okay, liquid traversing. Well, you can see currently liquid is traversing the pipe, so therefore it's showing that this if statement has been met, so the then statement will be emit a redstone signal. And so you can see now it's emitting a redstone signal. On a normal gate, that's pretty much the only thing you can have it do. But more complicated gates, like the iron gates or the gold gates, they can do more. They can do more things, and they can do different things. So, yeah. So basically, really cool little device that makes it pretty easy to do certain stuff. And like I said, that's how we're basically going to set up an automatic kill switch for our steam engines up there, so that we're not just constantly trying to pump energy into the our storage cell that it can't hold. So they're really useful, and I thought, since we went ahead and got our buildcraft energy set up as well as we did, we might as well do something cool with it. And the assembly table is definitely something cool with it that will, will come in handy far, far down the line. So, yeah. See, I've been actually doing a little bit of stuff. I've been starting to run out of sand in my peat bog, so what I've been doing is taking my ridiculous amount of cobble. Taking my ridiculous amount of cobble and macerating it and throwing it in my pulverizer, basically utilizing both industrial craft and thermal expansion to really get some sand really fast. You can see the cobblestone, when you put it in the pulverizer, there's a small chance it'll generate gravel as well as sand, which you can see is automatically being dumped into the induction smelter. But yeah, that's normal. That's just because of how we set things up in a line here. So yeah, I'm just gonna run out here and drop the sand in this chest over here, because I know it's running pretty good. Pulled a lot of our peat that was in here into the main room, so you can see it's not too full. But yeah, so it doesn't look like we have any more cans, so we can go ahead and shut off that switch. Doesn't necessarily need to be shut off, but why not, right? So there's a skeleton down in our well. Oop, I think I just did something very, very, very bad. Yes. And getting out of here is going to be a trick. Okay, you know what? Let me clip the video and I'll be back, because this is going to take some time to fix. I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. You can see I'm sitting here just making a little bit of pipe wire. It's getting dumped over here, as per usual. I like to make a decent little amount of it. I'm making different colors, because I know I'm going to need different colors of pipe wire. And I ran out of iron, so let me grab some more of that. I think we might actually be at the point where I think I've used all of our. Actually, wait. No, I think we got another full stack in here, if I recall. Yeah, we're good. But I know I went mining a little bit ago, so why don't I go ahead and toss this stuff in. Technically, I could put it into the pulverizer if I wanted, but I think I'll use our. Wait, what am I doing? You get in there. Yeah. Actually, let's do this. Let's just put that in there and let this actually do its thing. Alright, we're good. Okay, let me go back downstairs, get that iron pushed in there, into the assembly table. Okay. You can see it's not running. Obviously, we can very easily set up a system to handle, stopping our machines or turning them on when this needs power, which is really cool. But yeah, so that's going to go in there. I think we have all the yellow pipe wire we're going to need. We can do one more set, and we'll switch over to red. And we'll throw that and that in there. You can see we've got quite a few different little bits here that are going to be really useful to us. But what I want to make is a couple of these iron gates and these gold gates. And to do that, you can see here I need to put a couple things into the assembly table together. Namely, from this red pipe wire, which we will have it stop making because that should be more than enough. There we go. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this stuff out so that it's a little easier to see what we're doing. Okay, so now you can see with some iron chipsets and some of this piping wire, we can now make iron and iron ore gates. So what I'll do is I'll make one of each so I can show you guys basically how they work. And I probably won't do this for every single one of the different types of gates, but you can see there are lots of different ones. There's mostly iron, gold, and diamond, and then there's also some of these other cool ones called autarkic, which I can show you guys what they do quite a bit later. Basically, I can just quickly explain. The cool thing about the autarkic gates is they can pretty much operate like a redstone engine. So instead of having to have a redstone engine on your wooden pipes, you can just slap an autarkic gate on it, and you can basically use that to pump things out of your, whatever you want to pump things out of. So this is going to take a little while for both of these to finish, so why don't I clip the video and I'll be back when I've got an iron and an iron ore gate. Alright, I'm back, and I just want to show you guys real quick the difference between the iron AND gate, which is this one. It's obviously the black outlined is the AND and the white outlined are the OR, so it holds true for all of the different gates. But you can also see these weird little bits of color here. These are pipe wires, just like they're used for making the gates. You can also put them on pipes, and that's sort of the important cool thing. You can see I've got some red and some yellow on these pipes. The yellow is a little difficult to see against the gold pipes, but that's okay. We'll deal with the AND gate first. So basically the way that these gates work are, like I said, they're if-then statements, but with the AND gate, obviously, the if-then statement will basically cause it to do what you tell it to if both of these triggers are met. So right now we can't really do a lot with these, so let's just take a look here. Okay, you can see the pipe is empty. Is actually completely and utterly wrong. That seems a little buggy, because it should not be the case that the pipe is empty, because liquid is traversing the pipe. That is strange. Something is very, very wrong. Let me be right back as I try to figure out what's going on. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what's going on. It seems to be a small bug, but if I put the gate right up against the machine, it does register properly that liquid is traversing. So basically, here's what we're going to say. We had to remove some of our pipe wire, but yeah. So basically what we're telling it is, since it's an AND gate, we're saying if liquid is traversing, emit a redstone signal, red pipe signal, excuse me, and if the pipe is empty, emit a red pipe signal. Well, since both of those events are not triggered, you can see the pipe is not turning on. But if we turn off this, or heck, if we say redstone signal off, you can see there's no redstone signal from anywhere around the side. Emit a red pipe signal. Now there is a little signal transmitting across it. So basically, the AND gate, you don't have to fill both spots. Technically, you can turn it off and just use it for one, and it'll still work. The main trick is sometimes you might want to do that, and you'll probably see me do that, just putting one if-then statement in there, because the iron gate can do things that the regular gate cannot. So yeah, so that's basically the AND gate. Now, the OR gate is pretty much the inverse of that. It works just like the other one you saw, but the difference is that this one will trigger the red pipe signal if either of these are true. So you can see the pipe is not empty. It says pipe empty, emit red pipe signal. You can see that that is not true. Obviously this is not lit. And then we have or liquid traversing, emit a red pipe signal, and that is true, so it goes ahead and emits the signal. So that's important. Basically, all of this stuff is all about doing stuff with a red pipe wire and gates. So the cool thing is, let's say we attached a gate to the corner here, and then we throw that's okay. We'll pick that up later. And attach it with some pipe wire. You can see what we can do is go, hey, if you're getting a red pipe signal, emit a redstone signal. And if we had something here that was powered by a redstone signal, it would turn it on, or off, vice versa. So yeah, so basically this is the basics of gates, and what you can do with them is pretty much only limited by your imagination. So what we're going to use them for particularly a lot is for automating, basically having automatic on-off switches. Depending on if our machines need power, they'll get power, and if they don't, then it'll shut off our engines. And that's going to save us a lot of steam, and it's going to be really cool. So needless to say, I've got quite a bit of work getting set up to be able to do this, so let me go ahead and clip the video. I've got a lot of cobblestone structure pipes to make. Actually, I'll go ahead and show you guys, if you're not familiar, how to make them. They're not too hard. They're they're made with pipes, just like a lot of the other ones you see. I need to find some glass, which I know I had cooking over here. There we go. And let's see. Yeah, it needs to be cobble, so we should be able to do that. Cool. Let's run over here. Okay, you can see cobblestone structure pipe, easy to make, you get 8 of them. Now if you combine those with gravel, which we'll grab out of here, it's one of the few good uses for gravel. Boom, cobblestone structure pipes. And these won't carry anything, but you can run your gates on them, you can run your piping on them, so they're really kind of useful. So yeah, so let me get to work. I'm going to get some more of these cobblestone structure pipes made. I'm going to make some more of these gates, and then I'll be back. Alright, we are back, and I wanted to show you guys that not all of my iron and gates are done yet, but some of these I went ahead and slapped on there. And I wanted to show you guys at least a proof of concept of sort of what I'm doing. It might look a little weird to you guys at first, and I'll explain here in a second why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, but yeah. So up here, I'm going to take my golden ore gate, and I'm going to slap it right there, right on that middle conductive pipe. As you can see, I put some structure pipes going straight down from here. This is connecting with our assembly table downstairs. And we're going to take some of our red pipe wire, inventory tweaks freaks out a little bit, and we're going to attach it to basically to the center pipe, and we're going to go straight down our structure pipe. And you know what, let's just take a shortcut down there. A little bit of 1 heart damage. You can see I've already put my iron ore gate here, and you can see that it's set up to say if there's work scheduled, i.e. if there's something that the assembly table wants to make, then emit a red pipe signal. So what this is going to do is, now you can see it should run all the way up to our gate up there, and basically that's what it does. It's going to emit a signal along the pipe wire when it has work to do. Okay, so from the OR gate, now the whole reason why I'm using an OR gate here is because while I want this system to be fairly automatic, I also want to be able to manually shut it off, and it's also why I'm using blue pipe wire here. I mean, I could just, instead of, if I didn't want to have a manual shut off, I could just run, instead of using the gate there, I could just run the red pipe wire right up. That way, whenever the assembly table wants power, it'll go ahead and send it, go ahead and turn on the whole system and send it. But the thing is, I also want to be able to automate eventually some of these machines so that when they need power, it will go ahead and turn on the engines as well. The main reason for that, obviously, is as these machines need power, they're going to draw power from our energy cell, which eventually is going to run out of power and expect more. So, yeah. So basically that's what this whole system is designed to help us with. Now, I might have some problems getting into that center one, but let's see here. We're going to go ahead and hook up basically all of these up with our pipe wiring, because all of these engines, we want all of them to turn on, obviously, when we need them to power up. So I think what we can do, because this is ultimately just going to be unnecessary anyway, we've completely made our little system with the redstone there pretty much not needed anymore. But okay, so we've got our pipe wire set up. So now what we're going to do on our OR gate is we're going to say, if you're getting a red pipe signal, emit a blue pipe signal, or let's see here. Yeah, let's go ahead and set these up. So these are saying that we will make sure this stuff stays powered on. Can iron not receive? Okay, let me figure this out. Let's see if I can just pop that right off there. Iron might not be able to receive a blue pipe signal. That would be bad. Yeah, iron can't. So I'm gonna have to rework some things, and I don't think we're gonna want the OR gate here after all. Okay, let me do some thinking and I'll be back. Okay, I am back, and it took quite a long while to get everything together that I needed. I realized eventually, basically after I did some thinking, that I was going to have to set up a much more complex system than I had originally sort of thought. But it does work. It takes a lot of resources to do, particularly a couple diamonds. But yeah, but we got it working, so we're just going to put it together. Obviously I was doing some testing. But here we go. Boop. These are iron and gates going down right now. These are going to basically be our power controllers. Now, we're also going to want, this is where we needed the diamond. We needed 2 diamond OR gates to get this to work. So, like I said, it took a really long time to make as the assembly table does not run particularly fast, but be patient and you shall be rewarded. So there we go. Now we pretty much just need to set up our pipe wire. So first of all, there are these random gates around. We'll set up the pipe wire that runs from downstairs. So boom. That should connect with this diamond OR gate here. Then we're going to run our blue pipe wire all along here. Whoop, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Now it's running all along there. Should be able to run it there. Okay. Now why don't we go ahead and set up what we've got here, and then I'll explain the last part, which gives us the manual kill switch. So first of all, let's set up this middle OR gate here. The whole point to this, actually we'll hold off on that one. The whole point to these is obviously when the blue pipe signal is on, we want it to emit a redstone signal to turn on the engine. So that's simple. Now the reason why I had to use all these gold and the diamond gates is because of all the different colors of pipe wire I'm using. The iron gates will only let you do stuff with the red pipe wire. The gold will let you do red and blue. And diamond will let you do, I believe, all of the colors. So needless to say, we're just sort of setting these up. And at the moment, these should work. So with our diamond gate, let's go ahead and set up the first very simple thing we know. Actually, what we're going to do is make sure that the first thing in this slot is our manual kill switch. That way we can remember. So now we've got some yellow pipe wire. We're going to run that on that slot and on the one right above it if we can get over to it. Obviously, it's kind of difficult to maneuver in this area as we've made it rather compact, which, albeit cool, does make it a little more complicated. Okay. So we got our wiring on there. So now we're going to tell it, okay, when you get a yellow pipe signal, emit a blue pipe signal. That way, it'll work for when we do this. So we're going to put, we got our yellow pipe wire there. So here we're going to say when you get a redstone signal, emit a yellow pipe signal. As you can see, there's no redstone signal going onto it now because this lever is flipped, but if we flip the lever, it should turn on the whole system. Yep, there we go. Now, interestingly enough, what I might do, it's very easy to convert AND gates to OR gates and vice versa. So what I might do is convert this diamond OR gate into an AND gate. That way it has to have this switch on, and basically so that it has, in order to turn this on, I think it's this one here, it would have to be both getting a redstone signal from this switch, obviously via here, or like right now it's just if this is flipped or if the machine wants power, it'll turn on. We might want to make it so that it demands the switch be flipped and machines want power. So yeah, we might do that later. I'll probably do that off screen after this is all done and put together, but that's a minor change. It's mostly yeah. So the second thing we wanted to do was red pipe signal on, emit a blue pipe signal. That way, at the moment, the way it's set up, obviously you can see we flip the switch off, but the machines are still running because the machine downstairs wants power. So yeah. So yeah, like I said, it took quite a bit of work with quite a bit of materials to get this set up, but I like it. I think the only thing that I'll change on it is I'll switch out this diamond OR gate for a diamond AND gate, and that way, like I said, both machines have to want power, and this has to be flipped for the machine to turn on and start generating power. So yeah, so there we go. We have automated system for checking to see if if this should turn on or not. Obviously, there's lots of ways we can expand upon this. Namely, we can set up a very similar system for all these machines. We basically just have to run some kind of structure pipe over to them so that there's a way to have them deliver a red pipe signal. But as it is, we shouldn't have to change the core part here. This is pretty much working. The only thing that has to be done is basically stuff added onto this sort of central structure pipe. And that's pretty much what controls the whole machines want power thing. So it's definitely expandable and cool. So I think that's going to be about the 30-minute mark. Obviously, last episode ran really long, so I wanted to make sure this one was about on time. Hopefully next time we can maybe get into some factorization stuff. I'm very kind of interested in that. It's got some cool stuff in it, some cool machines. Another tech mod, of course, but tech mods are fun, so hopefully you guys will look forward to a little bit of that. So until then, this has been episode 10 of DarkDragoon's Feed the Beast Mod Pack Let's Play. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'll catch you later.